Welcome to Disability Services online training modules. We hope to help you answer the following questions. What is a disability? How do I make my classroom accessible? How do I teach this student and remain fair to others? Are there laws that govern disability services? Is an accommodation an unfair advantage? How does this help the student? Why does disability services exist? Our online training modules are designed to provide you with answers to these and many more questions. Let's begin our training with the ADA Universal Design module.
ADA and Universal Design module. What are the historical and legal requirements in the post-secondary setting? The Americans with Disabilities Act and Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act are both designed to ensure people with disabilities have equal access to public services and programs. Public schools could refuse disabled students until 1975, public colleges until 1978. In the post-secondary environment, colleges must level the playing field. This does not guarantee that a student will reach academic success. Because grades K through 12 operate under additional laws, procedures here at CSCC can present quite a change for incoming students. Accommodation examples include sign language interpreters, extended time for test taking, etc. By contrast, accommodations would not be given to ensure a student gets a B instead of an A. The legal goal is to ensure equitable treatment, which includes ending isolation of persons with disabilities, securing equal opportunity for all, fostering independence of persons with disabilities, preventing a hostile environment. Common types of disabilities Columbus State serves: autism spectrum disorders, attention deficit disorders, blind/low vision, deaf/hard of hearing, learning disabilities, traumatic brain injury, mental health, chronic health disorders, cognitive health disorders. Defining disability: having a mental or physical condition, having a substantial limitation, significantly restricted as to the condition, manner, or duration compared to the condition, manner, or duration under which the average person in the general population can perform that same major life activity. Having a major life activity which is impaired. Major life activities includes but not limited to caring for oneself, performing manual tasks, seeing, hearing, eating, sleeping, walking, standing, lifting, bending, speaking, breathing, learning, reading, concentration, thinking, communicating, and working. Also include the operation of major bodily functions, including but not limited to neurological, brain, normal cell growth, bowel, bladder, immune, respiratory, circulatory, digestive, and endocrine. What this means for Columbus State Community College instructors. Nothing about having a disability should automatically prevent a student from failing a course if they do badly. Any student who meets the prerequisites for your class has the same right as all CSCC students to enroll and put forth effort to succeed. However, you should grade students with disabilities using the same standards you use for all other students. Students with disabilities should be held to the same standards of behavior, attendance, participation, and honor as other students, even if their condition interacts with these things. The exception to this is when a specific disability accommodation directly requires modification in something like attendance. Even in these cases, accommodations should not interfere with the most important requirements of the course or excuse students from any coursework. What is considered a reasonable accommodation? Because accommodations are handled on an individual basis according to specific areas of difficulty, there are no specific sets of accommodations that are automatically assigned to a particular diagnosis or condition. Two students with the identical diagnosis may have different strengths and challenges, needing different accommodations to ensure success. Common accommodations provided by CSCC Disability Services include alternate testing services, note-taker notebooks, C-print/captioning, adaptive hardware/software, assistive listening devices, scribe, advocacy, alternate media materials, large print magnification, referral, and resources. How to implement reasonable accommodations. Reasonable accommodations should not cause a significant burden on faculty, staff, or students. Each semester, Disability Services provides students who are registered with letters to their instructors that list accommodations they will need in the class. The student should provide the instructor with this letter and initiate a conversation about how the accommodations will be put in place. If implementing the accommodation is difficult or unclear, the instructor and/or student is encouraged to contact Disability Services. Instructors are not required to provide accommodations unless it is specifically listed on their letter, even if a student reports needing it. If in doubt, contact Disability Services Office for assistance. Eibling Hall, 101, 614-287-2570. CSCC Disability Services accomplishes their mission by reviewing extensive documentation about the students. From this review, the office determines if the condition or diagnosis has substantially met the criteria for disability. Approving appropriate, reasonable accommodations that don't interfere with the basic requirements of the courses or college mission. Working with students, faculty, and staff to implement accommodations. Providing consultation about disability and supportive assistance for departments, faculty, staff, and guests of the college. Acting as a liaison with other college departments to coordinate non-classroom accommodations such as testing and communication. Encouraging students with disabilities to self-advocate while recognizing that they may need some help doing this due to various reasons. Student responsibilities include self-reporting, presenting documentation to Disability Services that conform to published guidelines, meeting with a disability intake advisor, requesting accommodations in a timely manner, delivering accommodation letter to faculty, discussing accommodations with faculty. Faculty responsibilities include establishing disability accommodations in advance with the student at the beginning of the semester, ensuring there is a statement in all course syllabi regarding disability services, providing approved accommodations or contact disability services if you believe there is a reason, protecting the privacy of the students with disabilities. Things you should know about students with disabilities at CSCC. Number 1, not just anyone can get accommodations. Rest assured that a student who is approved for accommodations didn't just appear in our office, claim to have a disability, and receive accommodations. Number 2, students with disabilities are students, not their disabilities. Number 3, extended time for exams is not the big academic boost that it seems. Disability studies and the reframing of disabilities. Historical views. Challenge the view of disability as an individual deficit that can be remedied solely by experts. Examine social, political, cultural, and economic factors that define disability. Help determine personal and collective responses to difference. Destigmatize disease, illness, and impairment. Investigate the connections between medical practice and stigmatizing disability. Disability studies and the reframing of disabilities. Reframing includes disability is a difference. The condition in itself is neutral. The problem is derived from interaction between the individual and society. The environment is the focus of the remedy. The intervention agent can be anyone who can affect the design of the environment. Inclusive and accessible design. Accessible design means instruction and products/buildings that are accessible and usable by people with disabilities. Inclusive design means instruction and products/buildings that are accessible and usable by everyone, including people with disabilities. What is universal design? Universal design is the design of products and environments to be usable by all people to the greatest extent possible without the need for adaptation or specialized design. Quote, universal design has the unique quality that, when done well, is invisible. Ron Mace. What is the difference between providing accommodations and incorporating universal design? Providing accommodations means access is an individual issue and is addressed by the student in the Disability Services Program. Means access is achieved through retrofitting existing environments requirements. Universal design means access issues stem from the inaccessible, poorly designed environments and should be addressed by the designer. Means the system environment is designed to the greatest extent possible to be usable by all. How does the learning environment present barriers? Listening, note-taking, speaking, writing, keyboarding, mousing, reading, sitting, attendance, group work, timed test, deadlines, oral reports, group projects, computer use, calculating, manipulating objects, getting around, transportation, diet, class schedules, sleep, interacting with others.
You are now able to take the ADA and Universal Design module quiz.